So you can't actually see those pretty lights in the back because my head's too big. Anyway, so if you're watching this video, there is a chance that you are considering going to therapy, and while I cannot make that decision for you, I may present you some reasons why it may be a good idea. I have a list here and I'm just gonna read from it. So, reasons why going to therapy may be a good idea. If you have suffered a trauma and can't stop thinking about it, if you are having suicidal thoughts or you are self-harming, if you show symptoms of or have an eating disorder, if you show symptoms of anxiety, depression or any other mental disorder and you think there may be something going on, you struggle to get out of bed and see the meaning of life, you experience panic attacks, you are in an abusive, toxic or unhappy relationship and you don't know how to get out of it, you've lost someone close to you. Now these are some reasons which I suppose some people may think of obvious reasons to seek help, but I'm going to present you some other ones. So if you're struggling with school, work or struggling socially, if you feel alone, isolated and feel like no one else is really able to relate to you, you always assume the worst and have a negative mindset and may be pessimistic about the future, you have problems sleeping, falling asleep, staying asleep, or maybe sleeping too much. You think that nothing you do is good enough and you constantly beat yourself up mentally. You have had thoughts of harming yourself even though you haven't actually acted on them. You take responsibility for everyone else's problems or constantly feel guilty and at fault and you apologise too much. Someone else says that they are worried about you. You feel extremely stressed, anxious, on edge and tense. You completely avoid difficult situations like a job interview or you skip school on a day you know you have an important exam. You have low self-esteem and constantly compare yourself to others. You care too much about what other people think. You're going through a change, like changing schools, or maybe your parents are separating. Or you just, in general, struggle with difficult thoughts, or you feel down but you can't really pinpoint why. There can be lots of reasons why people go to therapy, and I personally think that anyone could benefit from talking to someone unbiased. Therapy isn't only for those who are struggling with trauma or suicidal thoughts. Just because you are not at your worst or someone else might feel worse doesn't mean that you wouldn't benefit from talking to someone. Personally, I used to struggle a lot with suicidal thoughts, but when I was over that I thought, I don't really need to go to therapy because I'm not suicidal anymore. But in reality, I still needed help to simply get over those difficult feelings that I had experienced in the past. Going to therapy can be very scary and difficult, and it may take a few tries before you find a therapist that you click with. But seeking and getting help now is so important because it can prevent things from possibly getting worse in the future. There is absolutely nothing shameful about seeking help and getting advice on how to deal with life because life as a human being can be freaking complicated. Also, we get advice on how to take care of our physical bodies, so why wouldn't it make sense to seek advice on how to take care of our mind? And not only people who physically are on their deathbed get this advice. It's something that we learn no matter what shape we're in, and it's something that we seek. If something is wrong and I break my leg, I will contact a doctor. The same way you should contact a doctor if you feel like something is wrong with your mental health. It only makes sense. Also, going to therapy doesn't mean that you're weak because you couldn't figure out your problems on your own or fix yourself. It only means that you're strong and rational enough to seek the help and advice and counselling you need to be able to function to the best of your ability. So, if you're considering going to therapy, I say go for it. Try it out. If it isn't for you, then fine. But it only means that you're taking steps to learning the tools on how to cope with things that you face that may be difficult, which happens to the best of us. I want to end this video with a quote from Alex Miles. "You are not broken. You're breaking through." It's a freaking brilliant quote in my opinion. Also, do you like my Christmas flamingo? Hi there! For this year's Giving Tuesday, the Global Day of Giving, which is celebrated the 28th of November this year, I am working with the Mental Health Organization of Norway. Their goal is to influence Norwegian politicians and include mental health as its own subject in Norwegian schools. To do this, they are having a petition. So, to my Norwegian viewers, send en gratis SMS til 26606 med kodeord mental helse for å skrive under på underskriftskampanjen. Mental Helse vil ta med alle underskriftene til Stortinget etter Giving Tuesday. And if you're not Norwegian but still would like to show your support, you can do that by giving this video a thumbs up, sharing it, or using the hashtag mentalhealth2school on Twitter. Thank you so much for your support, it really means a lot and is so very appreciated, and hopefully together we can better prevent mental health issues. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you're having a great day and take care. Bye! Oh, by the way, before I go, feel free to check out this previous video on my mental health playlist with more videos like this. Alright, I'll see you soon! Bye! For real this time.